What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Before this video starts, I just wanted to remind you that I am hosting a giveaway at 3,000 subscribers for this AK Aquamarine Revenge in factory new condition, $120 value. To enter, all you have to do is make sure you're subscribed and leave a comment down below. I'll be picking the winner as soon as we hit 3,000 subscribers. As I'm sure many of you guys know, Valve has just released a huge update in terms of trading on CS2. Now, if you saw my last video, you would know what this is about, but just in case you haven't, basically Valve introduced a new update where newly acquired items would be invisible for 10 days. Now, this update has a lot of different implications, and a lot of them are actually negative. One of the biggest downsides of this update is that peer-to-peer marketplaces no longer work at all. So the most popular websites to buy CS2 skins off of were peer-to-peer marketplaces like Buff and CS Float and GamerPay, for example, but now those websites just do not work at all because they have no way to validate trades. Before, the way that these peer-to-peer websites would work is that you would provide them with your API key, and whenever you traded someone a skin, for example, if someone bought a skin from you and you traded it to them, the website would check your API key to make sure that you actually did trade the skin to that person. And it would also check the other person's API key to make sure that they received the skin. Well, now it is no longer possible to make sure that the person received the skin because it is invisible. So all of these marketplaces that were used before are now completely unusable, at least until a workaround gets found out about. Although the thing about that is that these websites work quickly more often than not. A lot of the time, whenever there's a new update, these websites are quickly on top of things and updated quickly to make sure that the website is working properly. But at the date of recording this video, it has been 4 whole entire days, and none of these websites have actually been able to make any leeway at all. Pretty much every single day, companies like CS Float will post updates, which I really appreciate, and they always make it seem like they are super close to a solution and that the website will be back up soon. But the problem is that, from what I'm hearing, is that every single time that they get close to having a solution, and every single time that they're getting ready to push it out and have their site be live again, Valve actually goes in and changes the API again. This has been happening non-stop pretty much every single day. Every single day, Valve changes the API to make it harder and harder for these peer-to-peer sites to function. And so far, Valve has been doing a pretty good job at it because still none of these websites are up, with one exception. However, just today, Buff has actually started working again. Now, as I'm sure many of you guys know, Buff.163 is the most popular marketplace that uses peer-to-peer, and the way that they were actually able to work around all of these API changes is not actually by finding a workaround, but instead what they've opted to do was basically just ask you for access to your whole entire Steam account. Now, this is something that other websites are also trying to do. For an example, CS Float has actually implemented this as an opt-in feature. Now, if that sounds bad to you, a marketplace having access to your whole entire Steam account, it pretty much is. Although, if it is a trusted marketplace, I don't really see any issue with it, but I definitely would not be okay with this being the norm because I do not want to give a lot of places access to my whole entire Steam. So the way that this works, especially with CS Float, is that if you have their extension downloaded in your browser, you can opt in to basically give them access to your Steam account. Now, what this does is it circumvents the need to check the API, as they can just check your Steam account as if they were you. So then at that point, the items would not be invisible because they are looking at it as if they are the owner of the Steam account, as if they are the user that just received the item. But there are a lot of complications to this, and I would only trust very trusted websites with this type of information. As we can see here in this tweet by CS2 Coco, we can see some of the code that has to do with accessing your whole entire Steam, and basically they're talking about how the way that this works is by giving the extension access to cookies on Steam, and it basically just gives them full access of your account. And right here, I strongly agree with this. Valve's incompetence has put every user's account at risk. Your security is only as good as the weakest market security, and I fully agree with this. As you guys probably know, this update has me pretty salty because I used to use peer-to-peer sites pretty much every single day, and now if I want to continue to use those peer-to-peer sites, I basically just have to give access of my whole entire Steam account to them. Now, I'm not sure if this is the final solution for these websites or if this is just a kind of bandage over the wound, although the way I see things happening in the future is either the peer-to-peer websites will implement something similar to this where they have access to your whole entire Steam account, or I'm thinking that marketplaces will all just switch to bots, which would be pretty depressing. I definitely will keep you guys updated with all of the information as it comes about. I've been looking super super deep into this situation, and I'm definitely going to keep you guys in the loop. So if you enjoyed the video, please make sure to leave a like and a comment down below. It really does help me a lot, and it helps push this video into the algorithm so other people can see it. Make sure that you subscribe with bell notifications turned on so that you never miss another upload. Thank you guys so much for the support recently, and I'll see you in the next one.